Where have you taught and for how long?
Well, I taught at District 45 in Villa Park, Illinois. And I was there 4 years, and then I was at Whitnall School District for 3 years. And then I started teaching in the Catholic school system for 12 years.
How has technology changed while you've been a teacher?
Well, when I started teaching, there was no computers, there was no internet. There was nothing, and then I think maybe the first couple of years the kids had computer class. So it's made teaching easier because teachers can collaborate easier, and they don't have to go to the library and look for books. It's made things more interesting for kids sometimes because they can find out more about a topic, or technology can be incorporated into the lesson. But I think it's also made it harder on teachers because either kids get misinformation, they can teach themselves a lot of things, or they have to go in more depth because kids know a lot more than we did.
Do you think technology can be harmful?
It can be, because I think it shortens kids' attention spans. They expect everything to be instant.
How do you determine the line to draw between too much technology and not enough?
I think your community is always your guide. So in my school community, there needs to be a balance. I think it has to be integrated into whatever lesson you're teaching. It can't be all technology or all no technology. It has to be a good integration. And when it produces a better learning experience for students with technology, then instead of using something different. So getting kids to see multiple ways of learning is really important.
Has technology changed your planning?
Yeah, it's easier to collaborate. You get more ideas. But on the flip side of that, nothing's vetted, meaning teachers can put things out on Teachers Pay Teachers or Facebook, and they're just somebody's lesson plan. So their curriculum is open for people to use, but it's not vetted by a company or by scholars. It's teacher-made, which has its pros and cons.
What are the pros and cons to that?
Well, I think you get richer ideas and different ways of instructing, but the cons are people, you don't know if they work or not because they're not research-based. They're just somebody creating a tool or creating a lesson and putting it out there.
Like using Pinterest and stuff?
Correct.
Okay. How do you use technology for professional growth?
I think there's a couple of ways you can use it. One of the ways is through collaboration with different, either different curriculum or different teachers. Classes can be taken online, so it's more, you get a broader base of learning because you're interacting with different universities and different school systems. Like there's Pinterest and Teachers Pay Teachers that give you new ideas. There's forums that you can use to bounce ideas off of different teachers, not just the teachers in your building. Also, districts can purchase things like Destination PD to bring online classes to teachers, and that can be part of their professional development plan.
How has technology changed how you teach?
I think it's more data-driven. So, for instance, like right now I'm putting in MAP scores. So the measures of academic progress is an online test that the kids take that help us drive what kids need to learn. So it makes it more precise. We're not guessing anymore. And it's good data because it's been used so widely in many situations in all different socioeconomic statuses. Also, it's just kind of like the ACT or the Explorer. So it gives it gives teachers more data to be better teachers.
Do you think there's like a better age to integrate technology in a classroom? Like, do you think like it's harder for younger kids to be able?
No, I think it's easier for younger kids to adapt.
Okay.
And I think if you start when they're younger and get a good balance going, then it doesn't become relied on as a crutch. It's more like a textbook, like learning tool. So you can't have all of one thing or all of another. So the way we view it in our school is a computer, the iPad, or websites are like another textbook. It just, the textbook has to be in electronic form.
Do you think kids prefer using technology?
Sometimes, but not all the time. I think there's kids who still enjoy paper books, reading paper books. I know for sure they like reading books more than they like reading on the screen. I think they like learning through games, and so letting them play games, educational games, helps reinforce their learning. And I think they like the independence of learning. But I also think that never substitutes for a teacher, because kids need that too.
Is it hard to protect kids from
Yes.
the depths of the internet?
Yes, because you never can stay a step ahead. So if you don't have a big budget for an IT department where it's constantly checking and constantly securing your network, then you really have to be diligent about, teachers to be really diligent about paying attention to what's going on while the kids are online. So the choices are either you don't have them have access to your network, or you make your network secure so they can't reach the depths of the internet.
How has technology changed your teaching?
I mean, it's more data driven. Because we can use technology to assess kids. It's just not me guessing what kids know. It's
actually proven.
Yeah, it's more exact. I think kids' attention spans are very small, quick, like everything's at their fingertips, so they have a harder time waiting for things. It makes it more instant, so teachers have to keep up with that and plan lessons that'll work around that. I also think that socially, parents use a lot of technology, so kids rely on attention from their teachers more, because sometimes they don't get it at home. So if they're not getting it at home, they have to get it at school.
Do you know if the parents because I know you post things, you have a Facebook page for your school, and
Right.
you post things on it. Do the parents like that?
They do like that. And one of the things we don't really have to worry about anymore are people not wanting their kids photographed. So even 5 years ago, people were not used to seeing their kids online, so they didn't want them posted. But now everybody wants it posted. So we don't have one parent in my whole school say you can't photograph my kid.
I mean, grades are online too now. Does that help?
It helps if parents check them and kids are accountable. I think if kids aren't doing well or are doing well, you still need to communicate with parents, but it helps keep the parents in the loop. Sometimes a little too much, sometimes not enough. It's just like everything, it needs a balance.
Okay.
It also puts a lot of pressure on teachers because they have to make sure their grade books are always current. I think it's way harder to teach now.
Really?
Well, it's not just because of technology, but I think that's a big part of it. Kids expect more. They know more. And at different levels. So kids have different access to technology. So one kid may have their very own tablet. I have a family at my school that doesn't even have the internet at their house. They have a phone. So teachers have to try to figure that out, how far they can take the technology when the kids are at home versus when they're in school. You use what you have.
Is it hard to block out time during the day for it?
For what?
To use technology. I don't know. I've been in Shannon's class or whatever.
I think teachers have a hard time always integrating it. Some teachers are really good at it. It's second nature to them.
Okay.
And then other teachers, and it doesn't depend on their age. Because I have younger teachers that don't use technology at all. And then I have older teachers who have adapted it. You know, they use document cameras, they use iPads, we have the smart board. So they've older teachers. It doesn't matter kind of what age they are, it just depends on their philosophy. And I think it takes a lot of effort to learn technology, how to integrate it well.
But overall, you think technology is good?
Well, of course.